What's good, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Fresh Talks. I'm your host, Fresh Philly, and since this is the first episode, I would like to introduce myself and let you guys know a little bit of who I am, how I got started in the sneaker game, and just talk my shit. So let's get into it. Growing up in Philly with immigrant parents, it was very hard. At the end of the day, we couldn't really afford anything. So growing up, all my shoes were mainly Payless, and the sneaker game was not for me financially. You know what I mean? But I remember when it first started for me was when I was at Modell's with my pops, summer of 2006. We went to Modell's. There was a pair on the shelves, the Nike Air Revolutions, the blue, black, and white pair. And I was like, dude, I needed them. I really wanted them because, dude, they were dope. And on top of that, they were on sale. You know what I mean? So it started off with that shoe. And going into my senior year, I was able to get a part-time job. So I would go to a store called Samson and Olympia Sports. And all their shoes were always on sale because they're all dead stock shoes. And what I mean by dead stock, I'm talking about like literally old inventory that were sitting, inventory that was sitting for years and months, you know what I mean? And it just wasn't selling. So they sold it at a discounted price. I got all my shoes there for like 40, 50 to 60 bucks, you know what I mean? And I was getting Nike SBs, some colorful Air Forces, some Air Force mids. I wear mids, you know what I mean? Air Force mids at least, you know what I mean? And you come at me all you want. That's how I started, you know what I mean? But yeah, I was able to get pairs here and there. Then I met a really close friend of mine, Richard, that showed me more to sneaker culture besides SBs and Nikes. You know what I mean? He showed me Jordans. He showed me that there's more to the game. Oh, before I continue with this part, my first SB was Nike SB grip tapes that I purchased at what's it called? Ubik. There you go, Ubik, which is now Atmos. But I met him in college, and he was showing me all these shoes. There's more SBs out there, you know what I mean? So he showed me his collection, and we would, during break periods or whatever, we'll be on our laptops, and we'll be online on like Sneaker News and Kicks on Fire and J23 and such, you know what I mean? But at the time, I wasn't a big fan of Jordans, so he would make fun of me and such, and I was like, I don't care, man. I don't like none of them shits, and the Concorde's about to drop, right, that year. But before that, he showed me the Jordan 11s, the Jordan 11 Space Jams. I was like, dude, I like those. I love those shoes, man. I really want those. Once I saw it, I fell in love with it. You know what I mean? Mind you, I don't understand Jordans at the time. I'm literally fresh. You know what I mean? I'm fresh. I'm completely oblivious. I'm naive. I'm new to the game when it comes to Jordans. And next thing you know, the Concordes come out. And lie to you not, man. I lie to you not. I called the Concordes black and white Space Jams and like the Bread 11s. I called them black and red Space Jams as well, the Bread 11s. I was like, dude, to this day, like that's he brings up that story because my IQ on sneakers back then was so horrible, but now like I would say I know more than most because like, you know, I sit and I read and I listen to articles and videos and whatnot because I have a love for the game, you know what I mean? But yeah, the Concord 11s, I camped out for them. I remember I camped out for them and I wasn't able to get a pair. Went to the mall. I ran through the whole mall, bro. And to the end of the mall where I knew for a fact no one's going to reach there because it's too far compared to, you know, the other sneaker stores like Foot Locker, Kicks USA at the time, Jimmy Jazz and whatnot, and City Blue. They were closer, so people were going to go there. I decided, let's go all the way to the back because since no one's going to be there, everyone's going to be tired, might as well, you know. We get there, we're like third in line, you know what I mean? I'm third, he's second. There's a young kid in front of us. Lie to you not, we waited all night, right? Guess what? They end up not having the shoes. They said, we don't have them. The thing that pissed me off, and this left a bad taste in my mouth already, my first time camping out, you know what I mean? Like, why did you not put a sign up? You know what I mean? Saying, oh, Concord's 11s, we're not receiving them, we're not dropping them. I find out the owner didn't sell it to the regular consumer. He resold it for a higher price around to try and make money off of it. You know what I mean? And I remember the store too. I'm throwing shade or whatever you want to call it. Olympia Sports, you know, and Franklin Mills Mall. You know what? And if anyone is from Philly and they were there on that drop, on that release date, they will know because everyone was pissed. Like the line was like over 20 heads deep. We were pissed. You know what I mean? So we go to South Street to another Olympia Sports and Samsung. You know what I mean? On South Street. They had them. They had a lot, but they didn't have my size. My girlfriend at the time, who is my ex now, you know what I mean? I was like, you know what? If I can't get myself a pair, I'll get her a pair. You know what I mean? So I got her a pair. Cause it felt like I was still winning. You know what I mean? I felt like, okay, at least I got the shoe today. Even though it's not me, at least I got a pair, you know? And I got it. I gave it to her, whatever. That was basically my first camp out. You know what I mean? The next camp out that I remember having was at Atmos, and it was for grade 5s. You know what I mean? And I wanted those real badly because growing up watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like I needed those shoes. You know, those are like my top 5 Jordan 5 shoes. You know, and I camped out, got off of work around like 3 to 4 o'clock or whatever. And let me tell you, when I was out all night talking to these sneaker heads and these old heads or whatever, let me tell you, I was out. Like, we were dead tired. I fell asleep inside a bank next door to Ubic in the ATM room. Dude, like, I was so tired. It was a fun experience, though. It was a fun experience. I was like the 14th or 15th in line. I remember getting my pair and just walking home with so much pride. I was so excited. You know what I mean? But yeah, like, at that time also, I was in college. I was part-time, only working on Saturday and Sundays. You know what I mean? And then, actually, no, I didn't work Saturday and Sundays. I was working like Thursdays and Fridays. I'm sorry. Just Thursdays and Fridays. And I was like, dude, I need to make some money. So one of my friends reached out to me and was like, yo, you want to help me resell sneakers? And I was like, all you gotta do, because at the time, Sneaker Villa, it would say you would join a raffle, you know what I mean, in person only, you know, sign your name down, they'll pick your name out, whatever. Because that's all you gotta do. And you get a pair, I'll pay you extra $50 to $100 on top, depending on the shoe. If, like, you know, if a shoe is only going for like, let's say $250 and retail is like $190 or whatever, he can only afford to give me $20, 25, maybe 30 on top, you know. And I was like, all right, bet. So we accumulated a team, and dude, we were killing every release, like especially with me, because me being a chatty box at that time, I was like talking to everybody at every sneaker store, building a relationship, you know what I mean, to where like they will put shoes aside. Like I'm proud to say, like I built it off of just being a nobody, you know what I mean, putting us, like they put it aside for me, and I wouldn't take the whole shipment. I'll get like maybe 5 to 6, 7 pairs, and they were like, oh, yo, thank you, because you know, we build a friendship. And like, to be honest with you though, like I never gave them anything, you know what I mean. It was just the fact that we would get along, and we just built that off of conversations, you know what I mean. But then that didn't last long because of internal issues between me and him, and we split ways. Granted, we're still cool to this day, but it is what it is with that situation. Then, you know, me just being in college and working, you know, I just had to fund my sneaker collecting through working. So I'll work in the kitchen for a couple years, and I'll just buy shoes here and there. I would use Facebook forums. There was a Facebook forum that I was a part of, buy/sell Fresh Philly Kicks. That's, you know, I basically am using that name because that's how I basically started. I was one of the starters of that Facebook forum. If you don't know what it is, it's basically a Facebook forum for sneakers, you know, and it was helping people like me or resellers getting shoes and getting pairs that are around locally, you know. And shout out to Seth Fowler, because in one of his sneaker videos on YouTube, he shout out my page, and I'm not gonna lie, him doing that, I was so ecstatic. I was like, yo, that's fucking dope, you know what I mean? And to be honest, like, I didn't know how to start with YouTube. I didn't know how to like monetize or create content with sneakers, because like I'm awkward dudes at times. Not at times, most of the time, you know what I mean? My circle is very small. Like I don't get along with people that well. So me just doing this, it's like a big stepping stone for me personally. And yeah, like it was really dope, you know, having a Facebook forum. Every time I walk to like sneaker stores, just looking at shoes or whatever, you know, recognize me, and I was like, oh, that's dope, you know. Also, for on TikTok, you know, I have a TikTok which is Fresh Philly 215. Same spelling as this podcast, just at 215. I started that last year, around early fall, because, you know, just as a user or whatever, I was on it and I was getting irritated with all these cheesy TikTok video on sneakers. I'm like, yo, that's not real sneaker shit, you know? That's not real sneaker culture. That's just like, you're just selling yourself to the devil type of shit, you know. And I understand they want to make it, they want to make their money, go for it. I'm not gonna hate on that perspective, but it got under my skin, and my wife was like, why don't you make your own content and shit on these motherfuckers, you know what I mean? They probably good people, they probably like nice in person or whatever, but you know, it is what it is. Like, I'm gonna talk my shit. Like, there's some people that do hate me on TikTok, and I let it be, because what you gonna do? You know what I mean? You like me, you like me. You don't. Like, if you ever meet me, I know for a fact you're not gonna put hands on me. Like, and if you do, guess what? It is what it is. I'm gonna be a good person and walk the other way. You know. So on my TikTok, basically, I talk my shit. I put people on blast who lie, who give out false information to the sneaker youth. You know what I mean? Like, for example, he got butthurt about it. He blocked me. There's someone on sneaker TikTok that blocked me because I said on one of his videos that there was a Air Max custom, right? Scooby-Doo, and him being like, I guess, jumping the gun, was saying it was going to be dropped. This is like a sample, this, that, or whatever. And I said, yo, those aren't samples. Those aren't a real release. It's a custom. And he blocked me, you know. And then same thing on IG. I posted up the same video. I tagged him this time just to be petty, and he commented and blocked me again. You know what I mean? And it's funny because, like, it's in the newer generation of sneaker culture, or in the sneaker game or whatever, these younger sneaker heads or whatever, they're too sensitive, in my eyes at least. You know what I mean? They're too fragile. You know, imagine if they really had to camp out and someone bumped in line, and are you gonna stand up for yourself, or are you gonna put your tail between your legs and cry wolf? But then when you go online, you're gonna be like, yo, I would have done something. Nah, you wouldn't, man. Y'all just a bunch of woo-woos, you know what I mean? Just bark a lot, but don't talk a lot. You don't do a lot, you know what I mean? You talk a lot, but you don't do a lot. Like, with the TikTok scene, with sneaker culture, I like it because, like, people comment, and, like, if they sound ignorant or whatever, you know, of course, I just reinform them. I explain to them, like, look, this is what it is. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Just respect others' opinions. Like, you don't have to fight over it. You don't have to argue about it. You know what I mean? Like reps. Like, me personally, I don't care for it. You know, if you like them, you like them. Just don't scam somebody. Don't get a pair of reps that cost $150 and then you resell it for like 2 racks. You basically just scam somebody. Don't do that. Do not do that. You know what I mean? But yeah, like, my sneaker collection, I would say it's at least touching 80. If not, it's past 80, maybe 85. And like, it's a handful. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You know, I it's not much compared to others. Like, there's like other people out there got like 200 plus, 400 plus, whatever. You know, for me, I try my best to keep it retail. You know what I mean? Like, if I get it for retail, I do. If I don't, I don't. Unless I get it for something for like affordable price or like a steal price, then I'll go for it. You know, I'm not against buying used shoes, but it has to be worth it. You know, it can't be a dicked up pair of shoes and then like you pay like $300 for it. But you know, it's Tiffany's, SB's. Like, it don't matter, man. The shoe is literally ripped, holes, got marks on it and such. Like, you paying your hard-earned $300 for a pair of shoes. No, be smart with it, is basically what I'm saying. But yeah, man, like, that's basically a little bit about me, introduction on me, and this is the first episode. please follow me on TikTok. It's Fresh Philly 215, and on IG, it's I am Fresh Philly 215. I'm thinking about starting a YouTube, but I don't want to do too much because then I might be overwhelmed, and I want to make sure like I try to at least make this successful. You know what I mean? So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I'll probably do like one podcast a week, if anything. You know, I still got to figure out the kinks. I still have to understand how to work this. But I appreciate you for listening. Have a blessed day. And you'll probably hear from me soon. Deuces.